You slept 5 hours last night. Maybe 6. You can't quite remember. Your coffee is your lifeline now. Your thoughts feel like they're moving through fog. And somewhere, deep down, you know something is wrong. But here's what they never tell you: this exhaustion isn't an accident. It's not a personal failing. It's not just modern life. For thousands of years, those in power have known a simple truth: a tired mind is an obedient mind. And today, an entire system has been built around keeping you exhausted. This is the hidden history of sleep deprivation. And why you were never supposed to know about it. Let's start with the numbers. The average adult today sleeps 6.8 hours per night. A century ago, that number was 9 hours. We've lost over 2 full hours of sleep every single night, and we barely noticed it happening. The consequences are staggering. Sleep-deprived individuals show the same cognitive impairment as legally drunk people. After just 17 hours without sleep, your reaction time and decision-making abilities deteriorate to the level of someone with a blood alcohol content of 0.05%. But here's where it gets darker. Sleep deprivation doesn't just make you tired. It makes you compliant. Studies show that exhausted people are significantly more susceptible to suggestion, less likely to question authority, and far more impulsive in their purchasing decisions. They struggle to detect lies. They accept information without critical analysis. They follow orders. The military has known this for decades. Sleep deprivation is classified as a form of torture by the United Nations. It was used systematically at Guantanamo Bay, in Soviet gulags, and by authoritarian regimes throughout history. Not because it causes physical pain, but because it breaks down psychological resistance faster than almost any other method. And now, the same principle operates invisibly in your daily life. Not through force. Through design. The modern war on sleep began with a single invention: the electric light bulb. For millions of years, humans lived by the sun. When darkness fell, we slept. Our bodies evolved with this rhythm, developing intricate hormonal systems tied to light and dark cycles. Then came Edison, and with him, the ability to turn night into day. Suddenly, factories could run 24 hours. Suddenly, productivity wasn't limited by the sun. The Industrial Revolution didn't just change how we work. It changed how we sleep. And it was just the beginning. The next phase came with television. For the first time, entertainment could keep you awake long past your natural bedtime. Programmers discovered that the most watched hours were late at night, when tired viewers would passively consume whatever appeared on screen. The later you stayed up, the more advertisements you absorbed. Your exhaustion became profitable. But nothing compares to what happened next. The smartphone changed everything. Now, the most addictive technology ever created sits on your nightstand, inches from your pillow. The blue light from these devices suppresses melatonin production by up to 50%. But that's not the real weapon. The real weapon is the infinite scroll. Social media algorithms are specifically designed to exploit your tired brain. When you're exhausted, your prefrontal cortex, the part responsible for self-control and rational decision-making, essentially goes offline. You become pure impulse. And that's exactly when the algorithms strike. Notification systems are engineered around variable reward schedules, the same psychological mechanism that makes slot machines addictive. Each buzz, each ping, each red notification bubble triggers a dopamine response that your tired brain cannot resist. Tech companies employ teams of neuroscientists and behavioral psychologists. Their job isn't to help you sleep. Their job is to capture your attention for as long as possible. And they've gotten terrifyingly good at it. Meanwhile, corporations have embraced what they call hustle culture. Sleeping is for the lazy. Rest is for the weak. The most successful people, we're told, sleep 4 hours a night and dominate while everyone else wastes time in bed. This narrative isn't accidental. It serves a purpose. An exhausted workforce doesn't organize, doesn't protest, doesn't question. They clock in, consume caffeine, meet their quotas, and go home too tired to think about anything except doing it all again tomorrow. Here's what the system doesn't want you to understand: sleep is not a luxury. It's your primary defense mechanism against manipulation. During deep sleep, your brain consolidates memories, processes emotional experiences, and most importantly, clears out toxic proteins associated with Alzheimer's and cognitive decline. Your glymphatic system, a waste clearance network in your brain, is almost entirely inactive during waking hours. It only works when you sleep. Without adequate rest, your brain literally accumulates garbage. But there's something even more significant. During REM sleep, your brain processes and integrates new information, making connections your conscious mind cannot. It's during sleep that genuine insight occurs. Revolutionary ideas, creative breakthroughs, the ability to see patterns others miss. A population that doesn't sleep is a population that cannot think deeply. They can only react. And a reactive population is an easily controlled population. Now consider who benefits from this arrangement. The pharmaceutical industry sells over $9 billion worth of sleep medications annually in the United States alone. The energy drink market exceeds $50 billion globally. Coffee is a $460 billion industry. Your exhaustion fuels entire economic sectors. But the deeper benefit goes to those who need you consuming, not questioning. Tired people buy more. They make impulsive decisions. They choose convenience over quality. They take on debt for instant gratification. They don't have the mental energy to research purchases, compare options, or resist marketing manipulation. The attention economy requires your exhaustion. Every minute you spend sleeping is a minute you're not watching advertisements, scrolling feeds, or generating data. Your rest is their lost revenue. And so, the system has been architected, consciously or through emergent incentives, to ensure you never feel fully rested. Late-night work emails. Always-on connectivity. FOMO-inducing social media. Algorithmic content designed to keep you watching just one more video. The conspiracy isn't in a boardroom somewhere. It's distributed across millions of small design decisions, all optimized for engagement at the expense of your well-being. So what can you do? First, recognize that protecting your sleep is an act of resistance. It's not laziness. It's not weakness. It's reclaiming your cognitive sovereignty. Remove screens from your bedroom. Set hard boundaries on work communication. Treat your sleep schedule as non-negotiable. Because a well-rested mind is a dangerous thing to those who benefit from your confusion. It questions. It analyzes. It refuses to accept easy answers. And that's exactly why they'd prefer you stay exhausted. The question isn't whether you can afford to sleep more. The question is whether you can afford not to. This is beyond the system. Stay awake to the truth. Even if it means finally getting some rest.